Hi, welcome back to another video, all about these lovely baubles. Some people think that they are just for Christmas, but you can see one here that would actually do for Valentine's Day. They are lovely to have up and around the house, and you can use a bit of essential oil on them if you want to make them into a kind of air freshener, was the words I was looking for. So I'm going to show you how the different ways are that you can fold the fabric to get slightly different effects. Got my trusty pins here so that I can pin it so you can get the different idea. Let me just move these to one side for a moment. So we're going to do this with one fabric that one of my favourites, again, a lovely sock fabric. This one is there is actually a definite pattern to the socks, however, it ends up looking really random. So there's two ways you can fold these up. You can fold it in half that way, and then I usually do just a little finger press to find the middle. Fold it down, finger press. Fold it down, finger press. And for today, I'm just going to pin it this way. This is not how you make the actual baubles, but this is just so you can get an idea. Some of the things I was talking about in a previous video about the patterns and what kind of fabrics to choose. So there's how that one would fold that way. So on that first one we folded in half that way. But let's get rid of that. I will save that, don't worry. The other way you can fold is diagonally. So you fold that way, and then down there, and then down there like that. I do try to get my folds as accurate as I can. And we have been having a heat wave here in the UK, and today the temperature's dropped quite a lot and it's got quite windy. So for my garden's sake, I'm hopeful of some rain. So those are the two different ways, let's fold that flat, that I'll fold the fabric. And on that one, because it's such a random pattern, probably doesn't notice so much. I do the same thing with this one. So those are these stars. We talked about this in a previous video. Those stars don't match up exactly with where they're cut, but you can fold, just get the middle of that, this way. Oh my days, I hope you didn't hear that. That was my tummy. It's nearly lunchtime. I will have something to eat after I finish this. So you can have that effect, or if you fold it diagonally, you're going to get a totally different effect, especially with ones that are quite stripy like this, because whatever's down the middle now is not necessarily going to match. Although I've just had a brilliant idea. Oh, this is why I love doing these. Could fold it that way. I'm going to try that on another one when I do that soon, if I want that particular pattern. Anyway, back to the triangle fold. Fold it that way, fold it down corner to corner, and fold it down corner to corner. Okay, these bits don't match, that's perfectly fine, because when you're putting it onto your bauble, you will have alternating ones, or maybe even alternating a pattern with a plain, a pattern with a plain. So it really won't matter. So you get two very different effects when you fold either the rectangle way or the triangle way. And again with these ones, if I fold the rectangle way, fold it in half, half again to find the middle, fold it down and fold it down. This fabric here is actually one of the stiffer fabrics that I've got. I think it was probably a cheaper fat quarter from the likes of Aldi or Lidl or somewhere like that. You can see you get that nice candy stripe effect. And if I just pick this one up, these are the same fabric, and you can see how where the middle fold was, on that particular one there's white in the middle, but on this one there's red in the middle. So you can actually choose where you have that middle fold if you're folding rectangle ways to make sure you have them matching in the middle. If we fold as a triangle, fold it in half, fold it in half that way, and fold it in half that way. So again, we get a different result. Now, I am actually just going to get some more squares of this fabric out, because I'm going to show you how you can get this effect. So with this one, we folded that way and then folded in half, but we can also fold in half going the other way. We could have done it with that one as well. So we get a different stripe, so that when we fold going down this way, we get a different stripe again. And you can see, if you want them mismatching, you can do that. But if you want them to match, then you can just make sure that you fold down in the middle of a line. And the same would be true for that. I'll put that under there so you can see for that one. Now the question is, can I remember which way I folded it? Folded it that way. The answer to that is no, I can't. But it's fine. Then with this fabric, this one was one where it was a very definite pattern, and you can see there I did cut this slightly larger than 2.5 inches. This was more like 2 3/4, because I wanted this particular effect here so that I could do a definite repeat pattern on this bauble here. So because I've cut these exactly the same, we're going to get some lovely matching. So if we do the rectangle fold, that's the shape that we're going to get. Like that. And if we do the triangle fold, sometimes my cutting is not always accurate. But like I said earlier, people aren't going around measuring this exactly. So can you see the different effect that gives? And this is one of the things I really love about this, because I've learned as I've gone along to have a practice first. The fold there's come part of it. But I've learned to have a practice first to see what it's going to look like before I decide how I'm actually going to fold it. And on this particular fabric, there was different colourways with it. Oh my goodness, my tummy. Sorry. There were different colourways within it. So you can see here we've got blue with a yellow background. So again, if I do a rectangle fold with that, I can carry on having the same as this, or flip it over and we've got a different colourway using the same fabric. And that's one of the lovely things about using fabrics that have got repeat patterns. Oh, sorry, I was out of frame there. You get different effects. And if we do the triangle fold, which I'll tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2 triangle folds just out of curiosity, because now I'm wondering if I'm going to have that one that way. I'm going to fold this one this way, and I'm going to fold this one this way. Is that going to have any difference? I don't know, let's have a look. So then I come down there, and then I come down there. And you see, I've got 2 different colours there. So you know I folded those slightly different ways on the triangle bit. If you wanted to do matchy-matchy on the other side, then this is where doing it this different way would come in useful. Or if you wanted to alternate your pattern, going around the middle of a bauble, then you could fold them like this so that you end up with 2 greens together, and then the next one would be 2 yellows together, which changes again the pattern that you actually get. So I hope you found that useful, and thank you very much for watching.